Hello, friends. You're at that 1870s Homestead, and my name's Rachel. And this year has been just such a fun year for me, harvesting so many herbs and just wild edibles around the property with the primary intent to make our own infusions and teas and all tinctures and all kinds of fun things. So today, a lot of you have asked me to share tea blends, specifically to, like, if you think about you're going out and you're buying a tea bag and you're going to steep your tea, or maybe you like to buy lots of loose leaf teas at places. And I have shown quite a few different infusions, but today we're just going to make up a big old batch of loose leaf tea that is specific to my needs, and I'll share with you what I'm putting in there. Now, this is a learning journey for me, like it probably is for a lot of you too. So anytime you're going to consume herbs or wild edibles or florals or any type of thing that you are consuming for the purposes of health or medicinal type healthy benefits, you need to do your own research. I'm going to say that up out front, because some things can counteract with maybe medicines that you're on. So some of the things here, like if you were struggling with, say, a certain type of cancer, you might not want to consume something that I'm recommending because it can increase estrogen levels, and estrogen levels might be something that your cancer feeds on. Or if you are struggling with or have to take blood thinners, some of these you may not want to consume without doing your own research. So I'm going to share mine and why I'm consuming these things, but I'm not on anything. I don't have any conditions, so I can play. But if you have any conditions or you should be concerned, definitely talk to your doctor, do your own research. So what am I working with today? I'm working with strawberry leaves that we harvested, rose petals, horsetail, alfalfa, nettle, and clover. Okay, and this is going to be, if I called it something, I would call it the 40 glory or the 40-50 maximum women's tea, something that represents, our change of life. We need a little bit more help with skin. Maybe we're losing a little bit of extra hair, and we used to have big, thick, luscious hair. Maybe our joints hurt a little bit at this starting age. Our estrogen levels are changing. Just all those kinds of things, mood enhancers, because our hormones, again, are all crazy right now. And this would be a good postpartum tea as well. So it is geared toward women and specifically our needs. Okay, so the first off the bat, I'm going to say is there are two schools of thoughts, from what I understand, in the herbalist tea making community. Do you measure things by volume or by weight? I came up to this conclusion. When I'm mixing ingredients, I'm going to go based off volume. When I'm ready to steep or infuse something, I will go by weight. So volume is typically a standard measurement. So when it says a quarter cup of tea leaves or 2 or 3 tablespoons of tea. But doing my own research, I'm kind of balancing the two and trying to get that best flavor by going off volume, but being a little bit carefree in the blend with going by, or with flavor to go by weight, and then a little bit more carefree with the blend to go by volume. So almost any typical good old standard herbal tea, you're going to see nettles in it. So it's a good thing just to harvest your nettles. So because I'm dealing with quartz all here, I'm just going to dump in a quart of nettles. And I really don't like the smell of nettles, so I'm hoping everything else fixes that. Okay, then we're going to go in with a quart of clover. So first let me tell you about, did I write down what nettles are good for? Yeah, so nettles are very good for muscle tone, rebuilding your adrenal glands. I believe your adrenal glands, I'm not a biologist, but I believe that sits on top of your kidneys and, you know, helps a lot of our hormone balancing, muscle tone, all that kind of good stuff. What does it say? It's good for your immune system, blood pressure, metabolism. So your adrenal glands control a lot of your metabolism. Red and white clover. So not all red. There's quite a bit of white. And red clover is packed full of isoflavones, and that is good for your blood health, bone density, and also estrogen production. So yay for us, for those that are needing that boost, not having to go get on hormone replacement therapies and things like that. Well, maybe you need it, but if you can supplement naturally, that would be great. Alfalfa. So it's a jam-packed full of minerals. If you just research, and I'll leave some links to where I found my research, but alfalfa is like a powerhouse. Natural ingredients, and it's restorative to interestingly enough, our pituitary gland function. So that also controls your hormones, your metabolism as well, and then your pituitary gland also kind of informs other adrenal glands how to function properly. So pretty neat. So it's going to be really pretty tea. Then we are going to go in with rose petals. Rose hips would be better, and they're honestly not comparable with respect to their benefits. But rose petals is very relaxing. It's a de-stressor. It is really good for your skin health. What else did I write down about rose? Yeah. Skin health, and your heart health as well. Horsetail. I'm not going to go in with all of this because my horsetail is precious. So I'm going to just maybe use 2 bunches. So I've got 2 bunches here. So horsetail is an excellent natural source of, for collagen production. So when you think about, our skin gets weaker as we age, right? It gets thinner. Our hair gets thinner, our nails get more brittle. Yep, we're gonna go in with this horsetail. Okay, red raspberries. This is gonna help with my hot flashes. It's gonna help with your reproductive organ health. If you think about that recovery of organs, your ovary functions, menstrual cramping type feelings. So all of that good stuff. So now we have a big old bowl full of herbs, but a lot of these would be hard if I'm scooping a tea out. So I'm just gonna get in here and crush these up and mix them together. Oh, it's beautiful. And then we're actually gonna make a cup of tea together. Isn't that pretty? Just so stunning. So most of these herbs, I'm sure I'm going to get questions like, how did I dry these? Most of these I did freeze dry, but like my rose petals, I would just pick those off because these rose petals are from last year. I just picked them off as they were kind of prime peakness, and I just laid them out on my dining room table till they air dried. In the past, I have just dried herbs hanging from my kitchen chandelier, I bring in so little chamomile right now. I just lay my chamomile out on the counter until it's air dried. So you don't have to have a freeze dryer. It's just the benefit of a freeze dryer is it really seals in all those good properties that the plant has. But I think that's good. The hardest one to seal, oops, you guys are falling. The hardest one that I'm struggling breaking up into bits is this horsetail. It's pretty tough. So I hope that means it's going to make my nails tough and my hair strengthened. So I'm kind of having to go through that one by hand a little bit and break that one up good. But isn't that gorgeous? What a pretty, pretty tea. Now I went in there and like each one of these red clover flowers, I'm kind of just breaking up so it gets blended really well all throughout. I think that's good. So gorgeous. Love it. Okay, so that's how much I ended up with. A whole half-gallon jar of absolutely beautiful tea. Isn't that so pretty? And a quart, almost. So, how am I planning on using this? Like a daily tea. So, what they recommend is I'm going to measure out 6 grams. Oops. So I just have a scale. I'm tearing it with so 3 grams is a typical tea serving. 2 to 3, so that's 3. Oh no, are you guys okay? Stupid Joby. Oh goodness. I'm sorry. Oh, don't fall. Yes, it keeps falling. Why are you falling? Okay. So where am I? I'm at 5 grams. Let's stop at 5 grams. That's because I don't want to be like super wasteful with it. Because I'm basically doing, I'm thinking, like, sometimes it says like a 1/4 cup of loose leaf tea for a quart, and that's about a 1/4 cup. So I'd say right at 6 grams is close. So I've got 6 grams of loose leaf tea in here. My plan is every night before I go to bed, what I'm doing right now is boiling water, that's the noise. I'm going to put some hot, not totally boiling water, fill my quart jar up. I'll probably throw a splash of lemon juice and maybe even some cinnamon when I'm feeling excited. But right now we're just gonna fill this with our hot water, and then I'll let it sit out overnight, and that'll be my morning drink. And I'll sip this entire quart. We'll strain out the herbs, but I would sip that entire quart throughout the day. And it'll just be like a super healthy balancer, refill all the minerals. Listen, if you guys go research these herbs, the minerals that they have in there, some of these things, not even the minerals, but the flavins and the oxidants and all those words, those medical words, our bodies, like by consumption alone of natural foods and everything, our bodies themselves can't make it. So we have to consume it in some fashion. Okay, so this water is nice and hot. I'm gonna just fill up this jar just to the neck. Isn't that already so pretty? Such a beautiful green color, even almost a little blue aqua-y. And I'm gonna put a lid on it, and we're gonna set it and forget it and walk away. But what was I saying? Lemon, cinnamon, ginger, like if I'm really not feeling myself, I might add a little chunk of ginger in it. Honey. So lots of things you could add to it, like as needed, but let that be, that's going to be my base. Okay, last one. I have one more infusion to share with you. It's already made. Isn't that stunning? So pretty. And today's infusion is brought to you by Mulberry and borage. So I did a quarter cup of mulberries and maybe like a third of a cup of borage flowers and borage leaves, and this is a 1/2 gallon jar. Topped it off with some warm water, added a splash of lemon juice and a little bit of honey, and it is divine. I've already had a glass. So there's our 2 teas, one infusion, one nice hot herbal tea. And I plan on still yet sharing, I don't know how many of these I'll do. I at least want to share the mother's milk tea recipe. It is quite different, but very, very good. So we'll do that one, and maybe we'll do the toddler adult sleepy time tea. That's another good one. And that's quite simple. But guys, like that, I could sell that for $50, I bet. That's beautiful. All right, talk to you guys later.